And welcome back to IGN's E3 live show, coming at you from e3.ign.com and YouTube. When we last left Ezio, he was unraveling Templar mysteries in Renaissance Italy. Well, Ezio is back, and he's bringing some friends with him. Ubisoft is with us now to talk about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Vincent, Mark, thanks for being on the show. I'm really excited about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And let's kick things right off and jump into the demo. And we can describe what's happening as we see it unraveling before us. So you guys showed this demo off a little bit yesterday. I was very excited to see it. And let's give a little description, a little setup.
All right, so this demo basically picks up the story as we left it in the end of Assassin's Creed 2. So Ezio returns to his villa in Monteriggioni. He needs a break, he's tired. And so there you have a little love scene going on here that we're interrupting. And basically, the Borgia, who are very frustrated at the assault from Ezio on the Pope, decide to attack the villa, and this will set things in motion going forward.
So basically, we're seeing the repercussions of everything that Ezio accomplished in the first game.
Pretty much.
And so if you remember, the villa was upgradable, and you could make it beautiful throughout the course of the game. And now, unfortunately, at the very beginning of the game, we see all that work sort of destroyed.
This was intentional, actually. Since we assumed that most gamers will have maximized their villa in Assassin's Creed 2, we said, okay, the hell with that. We're destroying it, and we used that in the storyline, and to give players an opportunity to do it in Rome later on in the game.
So when you said attack the villa, you really meant attack the villa. It looks like it's being assaulted by heavy weaponry.
Yeah. So Cesare Borgia, that we'll present a bit later in the demo, is Ezio's new nemesis. He's actually the Pope's general army commander, and he's a bit crazy, and he decides to bring on the entire troops just to teach Ezio a lesson.
And so he's firing cannonballs, and we saw Uncle Mario there to tell Ezio to defend the villa. And right now we get into the actual running into the game.
Right. So Ezio has to move to the ramparts and use some of the cannons to try to slow down the invading army, to let most of the citizens time to escape by the back door. Like the villa has this back door. Players should know that.
So right here, this is new. Riding the horse inside of the city.
So this is kind of a twist. What we're proposing with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is that the horse will be fully integrated in the gameplay. So a lot of missions will require the horse. Obviously, players will be able to venture inside the cities, but also because of it comes with horsemen, we're bringing an entirely new horse combat system.
So you can actually attack people off of your horse.
Yeah.
And I saw the camera pull in really tight for that sequence.
Well, this is a twist right here. Is that this is an exotic version of the horse you'll see in the final game. This is a more linear mission. It was done on purpose, but we're not. It doesn't mean we're moving away from the sandboxy gameplay that the players have been accustomed to.
Great. And now we get to actually man the cannons.
Yes, this is one of our exotic gameplays. So Ezio is player will be able to use a cannon against siege towers. Obviously, this is an E3 demo, so it's been edited. It's much shorter. It's easier as well, I guess. But in the final game, this will be balanced out to make it.
So don't expect to win the war so easily when you actually pick up the game.
Ultimately, it's a lost battle, but we want to give the player that there's some ways to win within the defeat.
And it's a pretty epic battle for being the kickoff of the game. This isn't 10 hours into the game. This isn't 15 hours into the game.
This is, it's not the first one. It's one of the first moments in the game.
Great. So we see Ezio taking down the second siege tower as it assaults the villa. So we'll be bringing more exotic type gameplays like this one, as we did in Assassin's Creed 2 with the flying wing, with the chariot race. So we'll have more of these and a few more surprises. And something I've heard talked about a lot is that you are bringing the element of upgrading the villa in the first game. It could become more beautiful. And did you find that players really enjoyed that, and that's why you're bringing it to the entire game?
We thought it was something cute to add to the game, and in the end, players loved it. So we said, okay. But as I was saying earlier, since most players will have maxed out their villa, we decided to start from scratch. And this time around, it's fully integrated in the actual city of Rome. So in a way, Ezio will contribute to bringing the Renaissance to Rome. And while as the player improves each district of the city, he will slowly reduce Borgia's influence. So it will improve things, there will be a little bit less guards, and the mood of the city will change, we're bringing the sun, the love to the city.
So you can see all of Ezio's impact on the city around him. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So for those players who maybe aren't as knowledgeable, you got a little taste of Rome at the end of Assassin's Creed 2. You basically got to see the city, and then it was pulled back away from you. And I was really bummed I didn't get to jump into Rome, but this time we're jumping into Rome.
Yeah. The idea is that, well, basically, when we did our location scouting in Assassin's Creed 2, we visited the city of Rome, and we immediately said, okay, whoa, this is too big. This is a monumental city.
Yeah.
It has over 2,000 years of history. And so we decided to focus more on the actual real Renaissance city like Venice and Florence. And the entire game was set in those places. And then when we started to work on this game, we said, okay, let's focus entirely in Rome. But physically, it's going to be 3 times bigger than our biggest previous city, which was Florence. In the entire Assassin's Creed franchise, Florence was the biggest one. And this time it's 3 to 4 times bigger. So it's a kingdom inside a city. There will be different types of districts and architecture.
And that's why you need to have horses in the city.
Horses.
Yeah. Great. So one thing that we kind of talked over was the little combat sequence there. It's a bit sped up from Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, it is.
So did you find players wanted to get even more frantic combat?
We're always listening to our fans, and some of the more aggressive players wanted a more visceral fight, something faster. So we're sticking to our Assassin's Creed fight. We're keeping like the cool counter kills and all of that, but we've reworked all our AI, and then we've added an entirely new layer of offensive moves to the fight system. Multiply that by all the weapon types and the different archetypes and all the strategies. I think players will be served.
That's great. And something we didn't see in this demo specifically was calling in what looks almost like airstrikes with your compatriots out there, your other assassins. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we hope so. The idea is, and I can let Patrick explain the details, but basically, Ezio cannot win the fight against the Borgias alone. So he will need to raise an army of assassins. So he's basically recreating the famous Assassins Guild that Altair was managing a couple of 100 years ago.
Well, thanks for the demo. Thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to play the game. Jess.
Thanks a bunch, guys. Now the rooftops will never be the same. Be sure to check back tomorrow for a look at Assassin's Creed's new multiplayer mode. Anyway, it's now time to strap on that Spartan armor once again. Oh yes, Master Chief may not be the main character, but make no mistake about it, Halo Reach is gearing up to blow your mind. We'll see you real soon.